A guten Erev Shabbos, my dear friends. This Shabbos is Shabbos Mevorchim. We bless the new month of Elul. Believe it or not, yes, we're still in the summer vacation, but Elul is coming. We're blessing this very special month, the last month of the year, which is the month of compassion. God shows us the mercy and is close to us. And the portion of the week is EIKEV. The Torah begins, it says, V'haya, EIKEV tishme'un, et hamishpatim ha'elu ושמרתם ועשיתם אותם, ושמר השם אלוקיך לך את הברית ואת החסד אשר נשבע לאבותיך. And if, says the Torah, if you will listen to these laws and you will keep them, then Hashem will keep the brit, the covenant, the chesed, the kindness, Asher nishba lavotecha, that he swore to your forefathers. It says three things: the covenant, the kindness that he swore. And that the Torah says God will give you if you keep the mitzvahs. The Rebbe asks a very strong question. He says, those three things, covenant, kindness, and swearing, an oath, represent something that God gives unconditionally. A covenant, you make a covenant when two people love each other and they want to make sure that the love stays, even if the conditions change, they would still love each other. They make a covenant. Chesed, kindness, is something that comes unconditional. And the same thing is also with the oath. You make an oath is in order to keep something unconditionally. If Hashem made an oath to the patriarchs, then why does God stipulate this? That if you will keep the mitzvahs, I will keep the covenant, I will keep the oath and the kindness. It should be unconditional. And the Rebbe explains, when we read the words carefully, it says, V'haya EIKEV tishme'un. The word if is a very unusual word. Usually in Hebrew, you would say, V'haya im tishme'un, if you will listen. The word EIKEV is the key to the answer. EIKEV also means the heel, like the bottom of the foot. That, says the Rebbe, refers to EIKEV, the ikvesa de Mashiach. And the last days, the bottom of the foot, the days of Mashiach. EIKEV also means, the Torah says, those are the mitzvahs that comes when a person steps on those mitzvahs. People that they're not careful about those mitzvahs. Here says the Rebbe, the Torah is telling us, there is something that Hashem wants to give us, which is so great and so powerful beyond any limitations. How do we get to this blessing? The Torah tells us it will be in the time of the difficult times. In the time of the EIKEV, when it's dark, when it's right before Mashiach, and you still keep these mitzvahs. It's not a stipulation. The Torah is just telling us how this will happen. That when these days, when we keep the mitzvahs, and when we do a mitzvah, we open up those great blessings that are beyond any limitations. I got today a phone call of a young lady. And she tells me, I don't know this lady. She grew up in a religious background. And she says, Rabbi, I feel I have lost everything. I have violated every mitzvah. And I don't feel anything in my heart, any connection. And I tell her about what the Torah says here. That right now, in a place of darkness, when a person does something, when he feels disconnected completely, it says, when in a place that a person who returns to God, a person who returns, stands in a place that the greatest tzaddik cannot stand. There is the power that is unleashed when you do something in a time when it's difficult. And I told her that it is absolutely not true what you're saying, that there is nothing in your heart, because you wouldn't be making that phone call. There's a story, once a chassid came to the Rebbe, Maharash, I believe, the fourth Lubavitcher Rebbe, and he tells him, Rebbe, I have a problem. I don't feel here. I don't feel connected. I don't feel what I'm doing is inspired by God. I don't feel it. And it doesn't bother me that I don't feel it. That's how distant I feel. And it doesn't bother me that it doesn't bother me that I feel it. And he said it a few times until at one point he fainted. And Hasidim says, oh, that's where it touched the essence of his neshama, that it really bothered him. And this is, I told the lady, there is no such thing, a person completely disconnected. There's no such thing. God is connected with us. He loves us. He's waiting for us to unleash that powerful neshama that is able to turn us the darkness into the light. So yes, the month of Elul is a time when Hashem comes closer to us and we're able to tap very deep into ourselves. But ultimately, we have to do it with simcha, with happiness, with joy, knowing that Hashem is with us. He's a loving Father. He's always with us, always will be with us. And doing this besimcha will break through all the barriers, and we will have a ksiva v'chasima teva l'shana teva mesukah, a good blessed year, a sweet year, and a year that Mashiach should be revealed. Have a good Shabbos.